Yo, what is going on, Raidernation? It's your boy Samoa Raider back at it again with another episode of Nation News. And on today's episode, I'm going to talk about David Irving, and not only that, Quantaris Lopez-Jones possibly coming to the Raiders. All of that on this episode of Nation News. But before I get started with that, if you love the Las Vegas Raiders and you fuck with your boy Samoa Raider one time, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. And I want to give a huge shout out to Yapos Blackfoot for joining the Oos Nation. So if you guys want to become exclusive members to this channel and join the Oos Nation just like Yapos, then hit that join button down below right next to that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get started with your Nation News.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
So first things first, let's talk about David Irving. Now, I know that this news came out, 2 days ago? But your boy did not talk about it. I was out of town. Whatever. That's besides the point. But I want to give you guys my thoughts on this whole situation. Now, David Irving officially was released by the Raiders 2 days ago. Now, it came as a bit of a surprise to me because I thought that he was going to be a guy that was going to come in and compete for a starting spot on this team, especially with so much depth on this defensive line that we brought in free agency in this past offseason. I thought he was going to be a guy that's going to stand out this year. Now, we recently re-signed him this offseason. So I thought with Rob Marinelli and David Irving pairing up, I thought this was going to be the perfect situation for him. I mean, he's only 27 years old, so I thought he was going to be a guy that could possibly break out this season on this defensive line. Now, there were reports going around that he did not even show up to voluntary OTAs, and I know that's a big no-no. Especially if you're a guy that's fighting for a position, you want to show up to those voluntary OTAs, even though it's voluntary. He talked about how he wants to bounce back in the league and he wants to go out there and show the Raiders, show the Raider Nation that he could be that guy. And if you're not going to show up to voluntary OTAs, then, you know, just like in sync, we hit him with the bye, and he's now out of here. So, Raider Nation, what do you guys think about this release? Do you think it was a good move for the Raiders or not? Should we have kept him and given him a chance again? Let me know down in the comments below. Now let's get over to Quantaris Lopez-Jones, if you guys don't know, aka Julio Jones. Man, a lot of things have been going on a lot lately, and a lot of Raider Nation, a lot of Raider fans have been asking you, boy, yo, should the Raiders go and acquire Julio Jones? Now, let's backtrack just a little bit because we already know that Julio Jones have been wanting out of Atlanta. You know, he doesn't want to be a part of the Falcons no more, and he requested a trade. And there has been a lot of rumors swirling around even before the NFL draft, and the Raiders have been one of the teams that have been consistently linked to Julio Jones. And I know that Raider Nation are 50-50 on this situation. I know I've been in the middle of both situations. You know, like, I don't know what to think about it. Now, earlier today, on Undisputed, Shannon Sharp actually dialed up Julio Jones live on air and called him and asked him about, you know, what's the deal with him? You know, is he going to go to the Cowboys? Because there was a picture of him in the Cowboys jersey, so people thought he was going to go to the Cowboys. But he asked about that, and he said, no, I'm out of there.
You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
You
He's
out
out. He's out of there.
Right now, I want to win.
Okay. Well, don't go to Dallas. If you go to, you ain't winning in Dallas, Julio.
And he was like, wait, what? And he basically said that he's out of Atlanta. He's not going to be returning to Atlanta. He's done with them. And the Cowboys are a team that he's not going to go to anyways because he said that he wanted to go to a winner.
Oh, yeah, nah, yeah. I ain't going to Dallas, man. I never thought about going to Dallas.
So, I mean, the Raiders, you know, all we do is just win, baby. Oh, okay. Not all the time, but, you know, sometimes. Now, on top of that, there was a lot more reports on the Falcons that they could possibly take a second-round pick for Julio Jones. And that sounds a bit intriguing because I'm like, hey, I'm listening because I know they wanted a first-round pick at first. But if you want to get a second-round pick, hey, maybe we're in talks right now. And not only that, the Falcons, if anything, would want to trade Julio Jones to the AFC. They don't want to keep his ass in the NFC because they know what he could do to them. But that checks off another box for the Raiders because, you know, we're in the AFC. And if he was to be traded, expect this trade to go down after June 1st. Now, if the Raiders want any chance of getting Julio Jones, we have to go out and free up some cap space. Now, I know a lot of people want to say, you know, let's go get Julio Jones. I want Julio Jones on the team. It's not that simple. We have to free up a lot of cap space to bring in Julio Jones. And I don't know if we would have to give him more money if he was to come to re-sign him. So there's a lot of things that go into it. Now, according to Sportsline, the Raiders are listed as the second best odds to acquire Julio Jones. I mean, that's good and all, but are the Raiders actually going to do it? And should we do it? Now, if you were to ask me, should the Raiders go out and trade for Julio Jones for a second-round pick? Yes, I would. I mean, you're giving up a second-round pick to go get a future Hall of Famer. Now, I know that he's past his prime, but you think about this. This would be a win-now situation. If the Raiders want to go and win this year, let's go get him. He's not replacing anybody. He's just going to be a guy that's going to come in on a team that's already set offensively and defensively. You look at this past offseason, we addressed our offense and defense through our free agency and the NFL draft with a lot of young and veteran players. And you bring in another guy like a veteran, like Julio Jones, that can ball and also be a leader in the locker room for these younger players, especially for our young stud receivers like Henry Ruggs, Bryan Edwards, Hunter Renfrow, that guy that could come into the locker room and help these younger players. I'm all for it. Now, I know right now, Julio Jones, at 32 years old, would make an immediate impact on this offense. It just gives Derek Carr another weapon, especially coming off of his best season yet. Derek Carr has only gotten better in John Gruden's offense. And, you know, I know a lot of people want to go out and get other quarterbacks, but if another quarterback was to come over and try to learn John Gruden's offense, we're just going to take steps backwards. Give Derek Carr another weapon. Give Derek Carr a wide receiver one. I know Bryan Edwards is the next man up. I know that Henry Ruggs is the next man up. But let's get a guy right now. Derek Carr, get him a guy that could come in right now and step into those shoes, that wide receiver one shoes, and be that leader. Be that guy that could go up for those 50-50 balls. Be that guy that could, you know, make big time plays for this team, big time catches. I know we have Darren Waller on this team, but you add another guy like Darren Waller out there. I've said this before, Derek Carr has flourished with taller receivers. And you think about Michael Crabtree, Devontae Adams, you think about Andre Holmes, you think about Darren Waller and Bryan Edwards, a guy that is going to take that next level. Think about this. Bryan Edwards learning under Quintarius Lopez-Jones for the future. That would set us up for the future. And who better than, like I said, Julio Jones? You think about this offense right now with the wide receivers that we have. We already have John Brown, Henry Ruggs as those deep threat receivers. And we got Julio Jones and Bryan Edwards as those 50-50 possession receivers on the team. Man, now even with all the hype that I have right now, as happy as I am to even think about having Julio Jones on the team, there are some knocks to him. There's some cons to his game. His age is the biggest thing, you know. He's 32 years old, so we would have to win right now because he is past his prime. I don't know how many more years he has. He maybe has 3 more years tops to produce at a good level, you know, at a solid level. And also, he has been dealing with a lot of injuries as of late. Now, even with all those injuries that he has dealt with last year, he missed a lot of games, only playing 9 games. But in those 9 games, he's averaged 85 yards per game and had 3 touchdowns. Now, the year before that, he only missed 1 game and had nearly 1,400 yards and 6 touchdowns. So Julio still has some production left in his game. And we have a plethora of weapons on this offense that we don't have to focus too much on Julio Jones. He could even be a decoy for some of these younger players. You think about it, we have Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Darren Waller, Julio Jones, Bryan Edwards, Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow. Heck, throw Alec Ingold up in there. Whoo-wee!
My neck and my back.
This offense, no doubt, would be a top 10 offense in the league. No doubt. I don't know, man. Maybe I could be a little bit biased right now, but Raider Nation, for a second-round pick, would you go and trade for Julio Jones? Let your boy know down in the comments below. Or is he too old and we should just move on with the players that we already do have? Like I said, let your boy know. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode of Nation News. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support this channel, and it does wonders for my channels just by hitting that like button. And if you guys love the Las Vegas Raiders and you fuck with your boy Samoan Raider one time for entertaining and great Raiders news, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just so you don't ever miss any videos that I upload randomly. And if you guys want to help support this channel even further, then become an exclusive member and join the Oos Nation by hitting that join button down below. Now, with all that being said, Raider Nation, until the next video, this is your boy Samoan Raider, and your boy is, yeah.